Okay, Ford fans, or if you're like me, you happen to have a couple Fords, not exactly brand loyal, but it's what we've got. Ford Fusion, wife was driving it. She came home and she said, the AC's not working real well, and take a look at it. So I started it and immediately, oh gosh. No, that's where it was. That's still fine. We fixed that before. Anyway, fixed. I put a new mount in, but I think the top was broken off this. So this was dangling before it. At least it's not on the ground pretty much like it was before. So it's not idling right. So let's take a listen and see if we can diagnose. So, I don't know if you can hear much, but we got a little shake, and I can hear a miss. So full disclosure, I already did this, but I want to walk you through the process that I used. First thing I did was get my scan tool. Nope, it doesn't want to communicate with the car, so I'm thinking maybe the port's damaged or the computer just doesn't like the scan tool. I don't know. Here it's idling down. With it idled down, I can barely hear it miss. So here's what I did. I had a feeling it was this one because I'd already put a new coil pack there. It had been an issue in the past. So you can see I already switched them. I just said, well, which one, if I unplugged, obviously there's 3 more back there, but if I unplug a cylinder, does it get worse? Yes, got a lug there. Yup. But when I unplugged this one, it stayed the same. So this one is not firing. So then the question was, well, am I getting spark? So I pulled this off, checked the spark plug. The spark plug looks like it's burning lean. And there's nothing wrong with the plug. There's nothing wrong with the coil because the coil works in this one. So I've got spark. Obviously I got air coming in. What else could it be? So I'm thinking fuel injector. I think this cylinder here has a plugged up fuel injector. In fact, it might have been the reason that it had a problem before. I might not have needed this coil. Now it did seem to run better after I did that. But you can hear that's not quite right. So, I'm not helping anything by running it. So let's shut it down. And I got to remember, I had this off for, why did I have this off? Oh, I redid the valve cover gaskets in a previous video. One at a time. I think I just did the front for the video. I did the rear off camera because it's a pain, but the principle is the same. To get to the fuel injectors, here's our fuel rail here. Oh, there's the fuel injector right there. If I can drop this without dropping it, right there. With the green base right there. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, there's the fuel injector. And so what we're going to do with terrible lighting, either you don't have enough light or you have too much light that washes things out. I tell you, it is what it is. Can you make anything out of that? I think so. What if I covered the lens? No, it doesn't really help any. I think you can make out what I'm doing. I'm going to have to take the intake plenum off again. I think so. I gotta remember, it's been a few months at least since I did that job. Let's just start pulling stuff off, huh? Let's go get some tools. Okay. Number 8 for this airflow sensor, I think, question mark. Looks like an airflow sensor. And it just has the one bolt. The other side's, just a helper to keep it in place, like a stud. Let's see if I can pop that up out of there. There we go. Yeah. And we'll bend that back over and hope it doesn't snap any old, the old rubber or wiring. We've got an air lead right here. Let's find a place to put this stuff. Right there is good. Slide that back a little bit. Should be enough to, whoop. Or I could just pop it off that side. Wow. Looks like I probably broke that the last time. That's fine. Just great. Just 10 millimeter, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the throttle body, and then I could leave the rest of this and just take that off. Maybe I'll go that route. And then the exhaust gas recirculator. Whoop, almost lost my. There we go. That's also number 8. We're gonna go ahead and take that off. And if I remember right, that's kind of a pain because it's got to like negotiate it, like the deal to get it back in there. Oh well. We're going to put this right there and I'll never forget it. Right? I'll never lose that. Sure. It's annoying when they're just tight enough you can't do it by hand, but loose enough that it seems ridiculous. You know what I mean? Oh. All right, EGR is loose, and we should be able to pull this off now. Is everything that needs to be off of it, off of it. It's acting like I'm hung up. Probably because it is. Question is on what? What am I hung up on? It's gotta be one of these center ones. Gotta be. Put a little up pressure on there. Oh yeah. middle one and this one too, I think, just a little bit. All right, it's free. I haven't taken the throttle body off. I might not need to. If I can bend this up out of the way, I don't want to hurt anything, but if I can just get to the one injector that I know is bad, now, and you know what, if I'm going to have this up, let's take them all out. Let's take them all out and clean them. Rather than just dumping the fuel injector cleaner in your fuel tank, we're going to get it right on there. I still want to know if I can pull this up with that still on there. No, because there's a fuel line attached. So let's pop this off of here. Let's see if we can. Of course, this is the number 10 that is out in my field somewhere. That one's loose. Come on, get in there. That one's loose. Need a longer extension. I like this longer extension I have too. See how it's got that jiggle on the end? They just round off so that you get a little bit of play in your angle. I love that. Like, why didn't they always do that? So I'm on my third throttle body bolt. Coming off nice and easy. Of course they should. I just had it off again a few months ago. That little bit of angle is helping me get in here without removing this pipe. All right, can I twist it off now? And try not to lose my hardware. Got one. Got two. It's hot today, but it's not crazy hot. You know what I mean? Three. And there's four. Come on. There. All right, so we got our four throttle body bolts off. And can I now lift the whole plenum out while also making sure I'm still recording? It happens, folks. It happens. You'll be halfway through something. Oh, I missed the whole thing. And I'm too impatient, and I don't go back and redo it. My back's already angry with me, all leaning over. All right, I'm probably hung up on the EGR here. Oh, or are we attached to the fuel line too? Yeah, I think we are. Yep. So there's a fuel line goes in to the plenum side of the throttle body, and it's just got a regular old school hose clamp, same style I was using before. Let's see if I can negotiate with it. to get it out of my way. And I'm watching this rubber too because it's starting to deteriorate a little bit. All right, so I think, no, I don't know what that is. Fuel line return, fuel return? I don't know how fuel would get there. I guess like backing up? I don't know. Let's see if that's what it was. Will it come up and out now? Yep. Just have to slide it out of that tube that goes in right there for the EGR. So here is our intake plenum, and those are the new gaskets that I just put in. So they should be in good shape, pliable enough to reuse. If not, I'll know later because I'll have a vacuum leak. Wonderful. All right, so here's our wire harness for each of the 6 fuel injectors. So 1, 2, 3 here, and then 1, 2, 3 on the back side for the other bank. Don't you think we should just take them all out? They're all right here. A little liquid right here. Doesn't smell like fuel, I don't think. Doesn't really smell like anything. Slightly lubricant-esque. Yeah, I'm just going to wipe that down so bug wings don't get in there. All right. And I'm going to go get some rags to stuff down in there so bugs, like live bugs, don't go down in there. Just gently, like a half sheet each. Ish. Leaving enough that obviously I can get it back out. I just really don't want to cause more damage than good. All right. Now, can you see where I'm at? Let's zoom in. Maybe from the side. Yeah. How about that? Okay. When was the last time I pulled? Well, not long ago, actually, on the... It wasn't this, was it? No, I didn't touch these. It was on the van that I had to pull the injectors. But I didn't mess with them at all. I try not to mess with things. So we've got 1, 2, 3, just 4. Number 8s? Question mark. Are we sticking with number 8s? Yes, we are. So we've got 1. No, that's not the right one. This one. But it's still number 8. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 8 bolts to pull that fuel rail. Now, I'm sure this probably still does have pressure on the lines because I just started it. And full disclosure, you should take your battery off. Am I going to do that? No, I usually wouldn't. But you know what? Since I was thinking of it, I'll do the right thing and see if I can get that safely disconnected. Is that also a number 8? Wow, at least they're consistent. Again, bust loose with my non-ratcheting, and then come back with the ratcheting. Get that loose. Hey, look, we're busting some corrosion off too. Oh my goodness. You know, I cleaned that and put the corrosion preventative on there too. If you know batteries better than I do, which is probably likely, get that over here so it doesn't spark while we have the fuel, like, you know, out. Stay over there. Stay over there. All right. That's good. I still don't trust it. I don't trust you. I don't know if you like me or not. Is there something to stick on, is what I'm saying? Jam behind, maybe this way? Yes! On the master cylinder reservoir, it hooks right on the edge of there. And that is safe. Ish. All right, let's get this fuel rail off now. So 1, 2, 3, whoop, 3. It reminds me of a old cadence we used to sing when marching or running. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't count to 5. Good old days. You know, that you hated while you were there, but then your mind does this weird thing where you tend to remember, I don't know, maybe that's not, it's just me, but I fondly remember the Army, mostly. I mean, I know there was stuff that sucked, but I had a lot of good times. Even on the deployments, you know, at least you're seeing a different part of the world, even though I was mostly just a fobbit. Fobbit means you stay on the fob. I didn't get to really go anywhere. I left post only a couple of times at Spiker. Actually, one time I wasn't even authorized to leave. I was just stupid. Nobody knows I left. Except the 50 cal gunner. I think he was keeping an eye on me, keeping me safe. After the fact, I was like, that was really stupid. They could have been setting me up. I was going out there to help some local villagers that worked on post too. I was going to pick them up to help out, and they were a no-show. I started getting this bad feeling like they could have set me up. So I was like, I'm getting back on the post. And then you think back and you're like, why did they let me out? But there was no restriction to leave post. They'd only check you if you're coming on post. But yeah, I was all by myself. Young, stupid. Lucky is probably what I mostly was. And then another time just for weapons qual, which was, we were overseas, so it's not like we had a awesome range. It was just paper targets. But I called expert. It is easier to do on paper targets. Not super easy, though. Not like everybody was doing it. And then Afghanistan, Bagram. Did I ever leave Bagram? I don't think so. While I was there, I stayed on the air base. Yeah. Okay. Remember where those go. Fuel rail. Can we pull you? Let's go ahead and pull. Should I disconnect the wiring first? Why not? Why not? So you just push, a little push tab, and then pull each one. It's easy enough, right? Let me zoom in a little more on that if I can. Oh yeah. Whoa. Right there. So clicks in, there's a little push tab, you push and pull it right off. So we did that all the way around. Let me zoom you back out, because that's crazy zoom level. And now, question mark, will this pop up? Whoop. Okay. Yeah, we can take the wire harness off there. It just has little push pins to hold the wiring harness on there. Okay, we've got that off of the fuel rail. I could remove that if I wanted to. I don't want to. I want to do like the whole less is more thing. I'm just shoving my rag down in there further. You know what? That's fine. Leave it for now. But I think Shouldn't this just jiggle pop up? Jiggle pop, that's funny. I think so. I think this should jiggle pop. Yell at me through the phone if I'm doing this wrong. Like, no, you idiot, don't do that. It should, right? Clip. Is there a clip on each one of these? By golly, there is. Little clip just slides right off the top of each of the fuel injectors. Okay. I'm running out of places to put these. I'll put it up on the windshield blade. And so each one of those, I'm just going to push and not lose, right? We're not going to lose these. I feel like I'm going to lose them. Come on. Oh, 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 I got it. By my fingertip. So, just, of course, you can't see anything here. Right there, I'm just trying to pull that off without dropping it into the valley. Clicked it back on, which is probably better than losing it. I always got to remember to try to get you guys a better view. I don't know if that's any better. I can't get enough of my hand in there. There we go. That's 3. Because you got to get on both sides of it and pull and not drop it. I can't believe I'm not dropping them yet. Hold on, I got to find some wood to knock on. It's over here. There we go. All right. I think we're safe now. Clips off, clips off, clips off. And of course, the clips are a little sharp on the corners there, so when you're pushing on them, that's fun. That's why some people wear gloves, I bet. Ow! Got it. And just the last one right here. Ouch. Come on. Okay, it's off, and I have it. Fantastic. All right, we got all 6 clips off of the top of all 6 fuel injectors, and I just pushed the clips pins back in there from the wire harness. Can I now give it a jiggle pull? Come on. What am I forgetting now? Should just... Problem is they're at like opposite angles, like toenailed. Basically, if you pull straight up, probably ain't gonna do anything. But how do you get other? This thing just wants to keep going on there. That's wild. It says no, that's my home. Come on. Come on. This wire harness is really irritating me. Let's see if I can move enough other stuff out of the way. Nope. My back is saying stop leaning over. I smell fuel. So we're coming up off of there, but not enough. Oh, that breeze is amazing. You get all sweaty and then the breeze comes and you're like, yes. Oh, that one's out. Oh, yeah, just keep jiggling it. And I've got fuel running. Just running. Let me get, oh, too late now. Oh, here, I got a box. Should have been ready for that. Whoa, almost lost you. There. There, the box can catch most of that fuel. Maybe. Oh, it's just going to lay in the valley. Oh, even better. So that fuel is just laying in the valley there, and it can evaporate. But that's why you want to disconnect the battery so you don't get any sparks. Whew. Whew. Okay. All right. Oh, I got one hanging on. No, I don't either. They're all up. All right, let me change your point of view again. I don't like that either. This side, maybe? What do you think? Maybe? Okay. So one of the injectors came up here, and right here, the rest of them stayed plugged in. Now the one that I'm really concerned with is this one. So let's see if we can pop that right out. And I bought a little doohickey to see about cleaning this. So it's got little 4 tiny, teensy tiny little holes there that it squirts the fuel, atomizes the fuel through. And of course the fuel supply comes in here. And then this is your electrical controller that tells it to open and close those atomizers. So let's take a look at the O-ring. Still looks good. That's good because I don't have more. I might have some laying around actually. I don't know where. So, but yeah, I bought something to hook these in. So we're going to clean this one, and I'm going to do the same to the rest. And then reassembly will be the reverse. I'll probably try to show that to you anyway, though, just in case maybe you're working on yours and you forget what went next. Let's go to a table somewhere, huh? I bought this, and I opened it and took nothing out. So everything's right where it was when I bought it. This is fuel injector tester cleaner kit. Sure. 12 volts. And, oh yeah, it's got 4 because you can do 2 at once, it says, if you want. So let me get this cord out. And you can hook it right onto your battery. Awfully convenient. Or I suppose if you have it's a fairly standard 12 volt plug, if you got one inside somewhere like that. I do have gasoline fumes, but I feel like we're okay. Sure. Hopefully it's been fumigating long enough. I also have a can of gum out, carb and choke parts cleaner, that I watched a video, and you're supposed to be able to just pop this guy off. And one of these is supposed to, like, go on this end, and then your fuel injector on the other. At least that's what I think. So I guess first thing, let's take a look at our fuel injector and see if we can find one of these that matches. Let's just grab the first one and see how it goes, huh? Yeah, nope. This one looks bigger. Probably too big. I feel like Goldilocks and 3 bears. Trying to find the one that's just right. Oh, look, an O-ring. A couple of them bouncing around in there. There's even one that has a threaded connection. I'm going to say this one. Let's see. That's it. Whoop, maybe. Maybe again. Maybe not. Or is it supposed to go this way? Well, this is the supply side. Duh. That would make more sense. And maybe the O-ring is to put a seal on here. Right? Maybe. Slide that guy over. And then, yes. Did you get any of that? O-ring pops in there. Pretty good. Feels good. And then this side, we're supposed to be able to do that. But before I get excited and try the cleaner part of it, I just want to test this. And you're supposed to be able to just hear it click, the pulse quickly, if it's working, or at least trying to work. What was it? Positive first, right? There we go. Okay. We've got power. All right. It says 0. Okay. And on the other end, does it matter which one you use? I'll use top and top on both, or that side on both. I would assume that's how it works. Or it just sends it to both. I don't know. Which one's which? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. Some of these things are polar and some of them are not polar sensitive. Polarity sensitive. Okay. Drive safe and don't die running. All right, here we go. We're going to go pulse. Uh-oh. I hear nothing. Pulse signal. Mode set 1. Oh, yeah, short. Oh, I heard it. Hear that? Medium. And long. So that's good, right? That means that it's trying to open and close. So that's great. Now, let's put this back on here. Nice connectors, by the way. That's awfully nice. I'm going to leave it on long. And I'm going to try to like aim this away from the car with the battery and all the things and the stuff. Here we go. And I've got my Mega Fill 14-ounce gum out. Should I be on the ground for this? I think I should be on the ground for this. Let's try to be extra not dumb. And I got my cardboard. Okay. I need more length. Will this reach? Oh, you're just going to get stuck in the light now. Okay. All right. I think that's fine there. Let me check my setup here on the camera. Can I see everything? Sure. Wasp, go away. This isn't your video. You don't want to be in a video, by the way. I'd probably be like testing out new wasp spray or something. All right. Will this one... Nope. Well, are they all the same, though, on the bottom? No, they're... Wait, are they? They all look the same. That's good, because this one fits the injector. So we're going to put this back in here, press fit, and then we're supposed to be able to, if this will reach, like actually squirt through the injector. Okay, that's fun. It didn't scare me at all. Totally not startled or anything. All right, so why don't we hit pulse and press at the same time? How about that? Wow. That blasted it off, didn't it? I just don't know if any of it's... I'd have to go like slow-mo. Let's do that. Let's do a slow-mo and see if any of it's actually coming out of there. How about that? Get the camera closer too. All right, so hopefully that slow-mo worked. I'll have to check it later. But I can tell you, because I actually held it on this time, which I'm sure is what I'm probably supposed to do. So I held this down and held the injector into this little guy here, and nothing came out, even while it was pulsing. Let's try that again. Real speed here. Pulse. Did it come out that time? I couldn't. Try not to get blasted in the face either. Jeez. I'm not sure that it's going through. Try again here. Now it's not pulsing. Well, there it goes. Oh, come on now. Try it again. I almost need a third hand, you know? I don't know if I'm pushing in time or same time. It's not pulsing until after I release the pressure. Huh. Yeah. I press down, push the pulse button, and it doesn't work under pressure. It actually stops pulsing when it has fuel pressure or cleaner. So that's no good. Shall we just squirt a little right into the injector? Let's take that off of there. Keep getting myself in the face. This is why you wear glasses, folks. And I filled it all the way up. It is filled up. Now, maybe, so it won't be under pressure, but maybe gravity will allow it to get in there. That'd work for me. Yeah, that'd be fine by me. Whatever works here. It's making the clicking noise. You can hear it. Oh. I don't know if you can see that. Right here. There is some fluid coming out. Just, and this is full still. And it's like little droplets, tiny little droplets on my hand. Let me zoom in. all the way full. And maybe go right on the cardboard too. Oh, only 2 jets? Or is that 2 and 2? Isn't that kind of cool how you can see the spray pattern on the cardboard? But I'm only seeing 2. There's 4 holes. So that's mode 4. Oh, it's continuous. Continuous mode. All right. Let's do that a couple times. It's got a continuous mode. Cool. And we're full. Continuous mode. Oh, it just stopped. Huh. There's still fluid in it, and it stopped. I'm telling you, there's still fluid in there. See that? And it wasn't shooting. Full to the top. Well, there it's shooting. Nope. So it does a few and then it stops. Yeah. It's, well, there a little bit. It is intermittently working and not working. Like it started to, and then it stopped halfway through the pulse. That worked the whole time. Whole time. Whole time. What's the deal, folks? That one worked the whole time. Let's go back to mode 3. Yep. Mode 4, continuous. And we're working again. Okay. I don't know. But we've run, what, 3 or 4 tubes full of carb cleaner through, there's a little bit left in there, through this fuel injector. I don't know what else I can do. That seems like should be enough. Before I put this injector back in, I'm also going to hit the injector port with a quick spray or 2. Okay. Put you back where you go. Actually, oh, come on. Good O-ring. I think maybe I'll stick it in here instead. I guess this could be clogged too, but that's least likely. How does that go back in there? Was it twisted? It didn't twist out. Should just pop, shouldn't it? Just pop in there. Oh, the O-ring is stuck up in there. There we go. No. Oh, what was that? Did I just lose my O-ring? It looked blue. Oh, man. One piece of a nutshell, acorn. I can't tell. There might be an O-ring up there. Probably is. Let's see if I can find it. Spoiler alert, I often just find the whatever I got laying around that I think might get her done. I'm not feeling, I can't see in there obviously, but I'm not feeling an O-ring. So either I thought I saw something fly out of there. Yep, there. Oh, wait. Yes. It bounced and went over here. So yes, there was an O-ring. Blue one, just like these. Well, let's pull this guy out too. Come on. Pull up out of there. Holy. I don't want to come. Maybe this one will come up. No. I don't want to. Can I get you out? Yes, I can. And this one came out with the O-ring. I'm going to try to get that one back in the same spot. See if it fixes the problem. Come on out of there. Good gracious. Or gravy or... that shouldn't have been that hard. Do you think? I mean... I don't think it should have been that hard. I got this guy up here too. Yeah, gotcha. Because it's got the two leads, supposedly you can clean two of them at the same time or test two of them at the same time. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but we certainly can. Let's try it. So, red, black, red, black. Try test two of them at a time. course, then you're having to split your attention. I guess I'll put one over here. Go mode 1. I could hear this one. And this one. So yeah, you got them both hooked at the same time, I guess. Now, we can clean them at the same time too. I'm not going to use that thing. I'm just going to use just fill those tubes up. I'm not even going to use that. And we can watch our spray pattern on the cardboard. Both of them got a little out. Let's go a longer pulse. Oh yeah. Continuous. Oh yeah. Stop. All right, so these were running fine. So I'm gonna take those off, and we're gonna call that good. Perfect. Now, I was missing one on this injector. Sure. Can I feel it in there? I don't know. Oh, there it is. Yes. There is an injector O-ring. Wasn't it this one? Yep, right there. Okay. Cotter pin did come in handy. What do you know? All right. Is that good enough? I mean, just kind of clean those off and stick them back in, huh? Now, I want to make sure I get this one back in the original. The rest of them, I don't care. This one I want in the same spot so I can see if it remedies the situation. I don't know why I do goofy talk, y'all. That's silly. Oh well. And then again, just wipe off any gunk there. I mean, I could take this off and soak it or something. I'm not going to. They were working fine. They still got a little bit of a cleaning, right? Where it counts. Blue up, green O-rings down. Did somebody just come in here? No, their radio was so loud, though. I thought they were. Just passing by. Listening to some tunes. Give them a little wipe off. And my last one is over here. Okay. All of our fuel injectors are reinstalled back into the fuel rail, but we need the clips. Yes. Let's get those clips put back on. Remember those little clips? Where did I put those? Oh, on the windshield wiper. That's right. So we've got our little clips. And do I remember how they went on? Of course not. Of course I don't. No. Is it? Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember. You'd think the squared off side would go on the squared off side. So it'd be like that, right? Hey, is that it? That can't be it. No way I could have gotten that right on the first try. A little loose on the jigglage here. Was it that way before? I guess it was. And then this would just be the opposite way, right? So it would go almost. There it goes. Yeah, that's almost dummy proof. I mean, I was pretty close to being able to foul it up, but I didn't. They all want to go in kind of crooked, so you got to readjust them. All right, all my clips are in, and make sure. Yeah, they all have a little jiggle to them. I guess as long as they're all similar, you're fine, right? Sure. And we sprayed carb cleaner in all of them. Now we've got to just negotiate these back into position, which is just a breeze, I'm sure. They all, I'm sure, will just want to go right in easily. Minor adjustments is all. I guess that's why they have to be a little loose, right? To be able to jostle them into position. And that's why O-rings are rubber. So you can get them in there. Last two. Come on. Oh, man. In, 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 in. Looks like it. I'm thinking that they're all in. They're up a little, though. They're sitting a little proud, is what I'm saying. And that makes sense, though, because those O-rings gotta get pushed in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put these push pins in place on this since it really wants to go anyway. There. Okay. And maybe as I put these bolts in, they'll pull in, or do I just jiggle it down in there? Come on, O-rings. Set back in there. Figured a jiggle would just put them right in there. See? Gap. This side's in. So I just have probably one or two that isn't wanting quite to seat. Or something else is in the way. I guess I could put these injector clips back on too. Why not? Aha! That's why one of the clips was underneath. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of our injectors are electronically, at least, attached. I'm still not. It's still not quite. I guess I'll just go to each one and give them a little jiggle. Some gentle persuasion, perhaps. This side's down. Let's throw bolts in and see if they kind of just snug it as we go. because my back's ready to say, forget you, we're done. So since we're about done, we need to get done. Does that make sense? Was it these? There's 4. So I think it must be these. Yeah. 2 on each side of the rail. And I think that's going to just force those O-rings right down in there. I suppose I could put a little bit of like oil on them or something so they'd set in there easier, but I ain't gonna, because that'd be like too good. And then there'd be less risk for something else to go wrong, you know, and then I wouldn't have my next video. There you go. Okay. And number 8. Let me back you off just a smidge for context. This wire harness is just... I guess I shouldn't have put it back on yet, but it's all right. Oh yeah, it's gonna force those O-rings right in there. No problem. I don't know the torque numbers on these, so I'm just gonna go a low Guten-Tight for today. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? A fuel leak and fire, right? There we go. Okay. Yeah. Why did I just toss that? Now I have to reach down and get it. Okay, what's next? Oh, it's right here. And I swear, there's just like nothing I can do. There's no amount of stretching. There's no amount of exercises. You go to the physical therapist and they say, oh, you got SI this and whatever that. And guys, I don't know. All right, I'm going to pull these rags out that look dirty, which is just great. There, see, we're cleaning. I mean, I guess I could take a second, huh? See if we can... I don't know that I want to be doing this, actually. See, the gas is supposed to keep that clean. No, that's... ports are down there. So, yeah, these get a little bit of stuff and things on them. I guess. I mean, obviously. Okay. Oh, that one had a little bit, didn't it? I think we're ready to put the plenum back on. And helps if you put it the right way. Now remember, the last thing to come out will be the last thing or first thing to go in, which is our EGR that we have to negotiate with, plead with, bargain. See, I swear I won't accelerate so hard next time. No, I will. This car is so fun. I mean, it really does want to go. It like thinks it's a sports car. And it's kind of, you know, 6 cylinders, and I don't know how many horsepower it has, but it's over 200. So by golly, it's... Now, I can't lose any of these gaskets. That's kind of important. I've put one of these on before, the van. I put one of these on the van, and one of the gaskets got out of alignment, and it just squished it, broke it, kind of, you know. And had a vacuum leak, wouldn't run right, so I had to go back in, take it out. See, on the cardboard just slipped. I can't get this in there because it was supposed to go first. How did I get it to go first, and what did I just lose? I feel like I just lost something. It was that. Good. It just, my arm grabbed it and pulled it there. So see, I need to pull this back up now because that EGR piece needs to go in first. It just has to. Ugh. Don't break the seal. Okay, that's in. The EGR is in. Now I got to twist and pull the rest of it back into position. Oh, that was almost too easy. Line it up. Line it up. Hey, we're lined up. Okay. All right. Wet my whistle and checked on the kiddo. Every once in a while, you just forget what you're doing, you know? When it's hot. All right. Don't tighten any of them down until they're all on and lined up, and you think you have it. Just barely snug. Uh-oh. I saw that coming. Did you? Okay, I can feel it, but can I grab it? Oh, no, I'm on it, so now I can't come off of it. Yeah! Let's do this one on this side. Yep. And can I get to that side from under here? Yes, I can. Good. Now grab your tool. And I have all 4 in the hole. So I'm going to go ahead and gently, with a tool, yeah, but still gently tighten that down. Be gentle on this radiator. It's already loose. I'm putting my weight on it. All right. Okay. Throttle body back on. How about the EGR? I'm going to come back to that because it seems as I'm maneuvering this, that's realigning. So let's get this clamped down and hopefully I don't follow those seals. I'm just making sure I'm kind of sort of aligned here. Should be good. Oh, I know, I keep complaining too much. If you got a bad back, you know what I mean. Mine's not even that bad. I mean, it's bad. I know there's folks out there that are in worse shape than me, though, so. I said it's not bad. I'm struggling to stand here, leaning over the stinking car. Ooh, here. I can work from here. Oh, that's so much better. Yeah. Just work from the ground. You ever notice how, like, every new generation of car is harder to work on than the last? Is that just me? And I'm not an experienced mechanic by any means, but I'm an amateur with just a little bit of experience. But the little I have, I swear it seems, to me at least. All right, now there is a pattern for tightening these. Usually it's inside out, like every other opposite. Get them all just snug, and then we're gonna work from the inside until it's snug. We'll kind of pop back and forth. And you don't need to go crazy on these. It's just a little air seal is all it is. It's all you're sealing is air. You don't want a vacuum leak. And then it runs rough because of that. One thing you can do to not over tighten is when you're on your ratchets, stay here. Don't come out here. And just double check. Snug. Ah. Ah. Where'd you go? Oh, I see it. Can I? I'd have a magnet, I think. Had to pop off, didn't you? It's because I was seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're almost done with reassembly, so of course that's what's going to happen. Gotcha. All right. All right, that's all on there. Map sensor, question mark thing. So I've got a air sensor there, but then this is a map, mass airflow, MAF, whatever. All right, that one's on. All these little clippies that I was frustrated with and pulled off. Make sure we put all those back as best we can. You, I thought, went there. Didn't you? Yeah. You go on that. I thought. Didn't you? Didn't you go on there? Yeah. No, you were on the other side. There you go. You go there. You clip on that side of it. You go there. You go there. You go here, but don't fit anymore. Can you go in the smaller one? No. You're just going to fall out of that spot. That's fine. EGR. Back on the EGR. Now that everything else is back. Yeah, and that lines up almost perfectly. Close enough. Oh, for criminy. All right, we gotta make sure we got all our tools out. Make sure we hook everything back up to include our battery here, which is snap, crackling, and popping like crazy. What? Something on or something? I actually felt that one a little bit. That's a lot of corrosion. All right. Well, cotter pin. Let's give her one last look over. Make sure I got everything hooked back up. Too late under there. It is what it is. I think we're ready to fire it up and see if we made any difference at all.
I read pretty much what you read.
The Prez was talking on the radio. All right, folks. I still hear it. We're still missing. All that work, we're still missing. Yeah, we're in, I mean, we might be in a little better shape just because we did clean them, but we still have a miss. It's this cylinder. I can't remember if I tested, like, is the wiring bad maybe? I can't flip this because then the firing order would be all jacked up. Well, isn't that just annoying? I already tried the different coil pack. So you pull that one, it runs rougher. This doesn't make any difference here, which definitely tells me the problem's here. If it's the wiring, that'd be terrible. Because I mean, I can do wiring, but you got to find where it's damaged first. I don't see any tears. Still got an oil leak though. Burning that off. Well, cool. I don't know. I'll do a research. If it's not that, it's not the spark plug. That looked fine. I guess I could switch the spark plugs. Wouldn't hurt anything. Okay, well, we've got finally getting back to the fusion project. Still not ready to replace the brain in it yet. I'm still working, figure I might as well do the rear brakes. And then I'll put it on the trailer before replacing everything under the hood. But I've been having it sit for so long, by golly, it's dead as a doornail. So we're letting the Mustang charge it up for a few minutes, then we'll fire it up and get it moved over just a little bit for the rear brake job. So stick with us if you want to watch me figure out more brakes. Okay, well, we talked to the locksmith that's going to reprogram the keys to the old, to the new computer, rather. And he says he should have no problem doing it. I can go ahead and replace it, get everything buttoned up, and he can do it after the fact, which is wonderful. So, but the service bulletin from Ford says to replace all of the ignition coils. Just replace them all before you install the new computer, so there's no chance that that problem will fry the new computer as well. So 1, 2, 3 up front, that's easy enough to get to. I can't remember. I had these off for the valve cover gasket job. I think I'm going to have to pull. Let me see. Yeah, I think just make it easier. I'll pull this intake plenum off to get better access to that. And then the computer, a little bit of research I've done so far, I think the computer is back in here, so I'll probably have to remove the battery, which I need to take out anyway. It's drained. I need to put it on the charger, see if I can bring it back to life. So that's what we're up to. We're pulling the ignition coils, replacing those, and then I'll probably won't show you all of that. Literally, you're just replacing these, and I'll probably check the plugs while I have it. They're brand new plugs, so they should be fine. And then I say brand new; they're a year old. Okay, basically brand new. And then I'll work on and actually show you pulling the computer where that's at. So I got the tray out. It just took removing these two. Not hard at all. And then these cables these cables right here were attached onto the side, and that took a little bit of persuasion because they locked in here. So you kind of got to push and pull and finagle. That's the word, right? Finagle it. Mm-hmm. Now here's the old computer, and if you see, there's these two like hook style latches. You pull these down off of there. That first one came nice and easy. And then this one, good, that came two. That's going to pop your harness right off of there. Ouch. Something sharp in there. And both those harnesses, fortunately for me at least, came off nice and easy. Now you've got a number 10 millimeter here, and then two more just like it at the bottom. Yes, maybe. I'm going to take these two off, question mark. Looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why I went and grabbed the shorter extension. So here's the new computer, by the way. We'll set that someplace totally safe, like right there. I don't know why I put that on there. Sometimes, folks, I've been doing this channel for a while. Sometimes just being on camera, you get flustered and you do stupid stuff. Not that I don't do stupid stuff normally. It happens.
Yeah.
Hey, now you don't have to agree with me that much. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen those up. Good and loose. And then can I, good grief, get to those bottom ones easily? No, not easily, but can I get to them? I'm not even worried about it being easy at this point. Push these big honking harness cable thingamajigs back out of my way. You might need to sling those up or put a zip tie temporarily to hold it out of your way. Can I get in here? Of course, the sun's shining right off that windshield. That's nice. Don't need the extension. All right. Can I get on it? You're not going to be able to see much because both my hands are in the way. Oh my heavens. I need a piece of cardboard or something. That is just blasting me in the face. You know what I mean, Mama?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so much better. There. Blinding me. Yeah, and these harnesses are not wanting to stay out of my way. But hey, I'm on it and it's turning. Of course, it's way down in there, so it'll take more short turns. Hopefully once they're loose, I can do the rest by hand. I can't even see if there is one on this side. I'll feel around for it. I don't think so. Oh, there it is. I think. Maybe? Yeah, I can't see. Let's see if it slips on something. If it's there, it should be right. Should be right around there. I'm not feeling it. So let's take these out and see if it comes with just those three. I mean, I'll probably trim a lot of this out, but see how everything's just up in tight, where it's just in my way. Oh my goodness, you get it loose, you think, and it's still just a little tight for your fingers. All right, that one's out. Can I reach down to the bottom one? Everything wants to be in the way. All right, got on it. If you got smaller hands, sometimes it's nice. I wish I had like the perfect combination of strong but small hands. That's the trick, I guess. There's 3. And let's see. Aha! So it was just the 3, and then it's clamped in by, see this little bracket right there? That kind of, I guess, does the rest of the job to hold it in place. So I just need to lift it up over that bracket, negotiate it out. Ta-da! There's the old computer. Warranty void if seal is broken. Well, that's still original. Wait, was that under warranty?
Probably not anymore.
So here's the new one. Security seal. Warranties are void if seal is broken. So they're...
Just don't break it putting it in.
Yeah, don't break it putting it in. That's right. So it does have a hole here, but there was no screw there. That's fine. I'm sure that's fine, right, babe? And everything's fine. It's all right. It's okay. You might say, it's all right, it's okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, you gotta sing a little bit. I'll lose my subscribers if I don't do something just weird. Or dumb. Stupid, whatever. Alright, that feels right. Okay. So now I'm just gonna throw my screws back in. Hey, that wasn't... I shouldn't, like...
Jinx yourself?
Count my chickens before they're hatched, right? Or count my eggs before they're laid, or whatever the expression is. But so far, so good. So if you have 4 screws, I guess good for you, or not. I mean, this actually, if there was a 4th screw, it would have been harder, right? 3's enough. Good grief, 3's plenty. What I'm saying is there's not a lot of room in here. Can you tell? Can you see that?
Yeah, your hand's all up in there.
Ugh. Yeah, scratching my hand on the way in because it's so tight. All right. Back with my ratchet. How hopeful are we, honey? I'm pretty hopeful. Will you be pleased if this car is running again?
Be nice.
As soon as the locksmith gets out here.
And the battery.
Well, the battery, even if it's no good anymore, I can replace a battery, right? Battery is currently in the garage on the charger. I left it on all night, and I'll go throw a multimeter on it and see how it's doing. Now, before you check your batteries, of course, you gotta take them off the battery for, at least an hour or so. Let it kind of
even out.
Exactly. You know something, don't you, camera lady? So if it's just on the charger, you just took it off the charger, the voltage is still going to be a little high. So you're going to have to let it even out, as the camera lady says. Oh, harnesses are in the way. I got to get it back where I had it. Of course, I'm bending over so long, my back's starting to complain again. I can't see. There's a tractor going by and I can't see who it is.
I don't see anything. Probably.
Oh, he's raking hay in the field over there. Yeah. Yep. Got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheel rake.
I think it's just 5.
Is it 5?
I think so.
I got one eye open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, 5.
And is there one out of sight that we can't see, or no?
Nope. I think that's just the end.
5-wheel rake. Okay. Good eyes, Mama. I don't know if this is even getting tight. Is it getting tight? I think so. I think it's tight. All right. So now this is the hard part now is you push these back on. Wait, it looks like there's 3. No, that one's empty. Okay, that's weird. And the baler right behind them. It's so dry, they're able to rake it and bale it in one shot. So line it up, push it in, and then flip that lock. See how it pulled that tight? Did you see that, camera lady? So push it as far as you can. Then you flip this and it pulls it tight. You see that? Mm-hmm. And it's in. The computer's in. And did I just break this? Uh-huh. Maybe. I don't know either. It was broken before, that's what we'll say. I'm sure. It's all fine. Alright, that's it for now. Do I get a core for this? A core charge, a refund? So I threw a bunch of electrons into this thing. You know, my favorite YouTube channels, Derek Beery's Vice Grip Garage. And he'll just chuck batteries in there. No, not at this place. There's too much. He deals usually with older stuff. This stuff's sensitive, like overly sensitive. Like it needs to go to therapy or something. So we're just gonna a little bit at least, hopefully, more. No, can I put it in more delicately than he does? Get out of the way, stuff and things. There we go. All right. Okay. We're going to hook up the positive, and then we're going to wait, because I don't know if this battery is going to hold on for much longer since I was bad to it. So we'll see, but we'll let him get here, and then we'll hook it. This is the wrong size. It's a number 8. This is a 10. But we're going to put the positive side on, wait for him to get here to hook the negative. Guy's going to come today on Labor Day. He wasn't planning on coming. He said, I probably won't be able to make it tomorrow, probably Wednesday. And I said, that's fine. I understand. And he said, he called me back like an hour later and said, hey, my wife's going to be gone a couple hours. You know, if you can't, I understand, but I'd be free. I could come out. I said, yeah, absolutely. Okay, for sure. I'm going to get number 8. Oh, and if you're wondering why all of the doors are open, well, you know what happens when cars sit for a while? Things tend to take up residence. And I don't know if one's in here right now, but one had been in the past, and just being closed up for that long, the smell's built up. So we're just airing out. I can smell rat. No, not rat. Hopefully not rat. I can smell mouse. I can smell it. So we'll at least be one step closer when he gets here. We won't have to do everything. We'll just have to hook up the negative terminal. And I can also throw on my safety strap here. Why not? While we wait. Oh, get where I want you. Oh, that's not where I want. I said where I want you, not where I want you. There we go. Carrying handle down. And we just tighten this guy. And tighten that guy a little bit. And of course, this is a number 10. So now I got to go back and get the number 10. I'll leave that one here. Do I have a ratcheting wrench? Yes. It's in the hayfield somewhere. It's out there. It's out there somewhere. No idea where. Ow. It's nice when you're bleeding and you don't know why. I mean, I know why. At some point I got cut, but I don't remember doing it. All right. And now we wait. We're as far as we can be. Y'all, I'm so excited. This is actually one of my favorite vehicles out of the 5. So they're all my favorite vehicles, but This one's nice because it's a little bit more comfortable. It's a little smoother. Basically, the only thing more comfortable is the truck and the van. You know, the Mustang, you know, it's kind of a sporty car. It's not super chill, and this thing will get up and go. But honestly, I don't know. We had it running on 6 cylinders for a while, so I do know it's got some guts. When I first bought it, it was running on 5. I put in a new coil pack, and it worked for a minute. I don't know if that's a few months or what. And then the wife was driving it, so I don't know how long it was bad before she kind of noticed. She actually noticed because the air conditioner wasn't putting out super cold. Well, if the engine's struggling to make power, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, I was looking all over for this. It's my number 10 millimeter 3A socket. I was looking all over for this. It fell right in there between the strut tower and the fuse box. What do you know? You know what? And if I weren't talking to you, just standing here talking to you and looking down, I don't know when I would have found that, because I had to be at this angle. Thank you. Holy cow, that was so fast. He was even impressed. He says it usually takes him 10-15 minutes to program new keys to a new computer like that. But as soon as he hooked it up, he was already like in and done in like 2 minutes for both keys. He was shocked. But what I noticed when he first started it up, we're on all 6 cylinders again, folks. I don't want to put the camera close. The microphone's, I got it right here. Like a sewing machine. And that's with the air conditioning on, so it's bogged down a smidge with the AC on. And the AC's cold. Remember, the wife put me on to something's wrong because the AC wasn't blowing cold. So we're gonna let it run for a while and charge on that battery. I'm gonna leave the hood propped up in case I need to jump it in the morning, but we're gonna drive this to work tomorrow and see how she does. In fact, I might just go for a drive right now. So we're giving her a test drive. She's smooth. AC is blowing coldish. Pretty cold.
Well, that was one of the issues. That the AC wasn't even cold.
Yep, I told them all about it, man. I said, that's why you thought there was no. Now I've got the fan turned down so we can actually hear. But yeah, it's running good. So first time I've driven it since what, a month and a half ago?
Since the summer when I was going to summer school.
Yeah, and so we did rear brakes to include new caliper, rotors, and pads. And we went ahead and put in new coil springs in the back because we were still sitting kind of cattywampus, off kilter, whatever. Woo! Did you hear that?
Yeah, was that the spring?
That was the spring. Probably just popped the rest of the way into place. So at least I hope that's what was happening.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. So everything's tightened down. So, oh man, that felt good. I just gave the gas a tap. Let me come over here and we'll give it a little bit more.
And from all the hills. Can't see what's on top of it.
Yeah, just a little bit of gas there, and running really good. I didn't have to, but I went ahead and replaced the plugs. I forgot that the kit I bought was coils and plugs together, and I think it was pretty cheap. It was like $70. So certainly not name brand. So we'll see how that works out for us. But so far, so good. Yeah, the key guy, the mobile locksmith, was a little bashful. He didn't want to be on camera. Probably a lot like me sometimes when I'm on camera too, and you get flustered. Yeah, you're not focusing on what you should be focusing on because you're worried about the camera. But anyway, he hooked up his little tool, and within a minute he was like, "Oh, that was fast." And I asked him, I said, "Is it because it's an older car? It's maybe a simpler computer than the new ones?" And he said, "I don't think so," but he was impressed that it like synced up with his machine fast. So he got both keys programmed, and it was like 2 minutes. And he says it usually takes more like 10 to 15. So he was even going to give me a discount on it, but I feel like he on Labor Day coming out, and I understand he had time, but that's some good service right there. So Garrett from what was his company's name? I'll throw it in the comments. I don't think he'd mind. So if you're in our area, we're like central Kentucky, I guess. So we're near enough to Lexington, Kentucky. That's where he's centered out of. And he did a great job, came out, no nonsense, got it done quick. And like I said, he was going to give me a little bit less than what he had quoted me because it was such a quick job. And one of his kids was out here, and his kid wanted to come along because he's like, "Oh, are you going on a drive in the country?" And he said, "Yeah." So his kid wanted to come with. So that was kind of fun for Labor Day for them, and we're able to get the car back on the road. The Mustang's fun to drive and all, but I don't want it to be my daily driver. 25-year-old car with only 80,000 miles on it. I'd like to keep the miles low and keep that for as long as possible. I'd much rather put the daily grind miles on this old Fusion instead of an even older but nicer Mustang. What do you think, Mama? How's it feeling?
Feels good.
Feels good. Back to normal. Hopefully better than normal. All new plugs, all new coils. The last time we had an issue, I just replaced the one coil, and it must have backfed the computer when it went bad again or whatever. So fingers crossed for these new cheap coils. Put it in the comments if you think I made a mistake going with cheap Amazon brand. I don't even know what brand. They came in a nice kit though, a nice box with foam imprint for each coil and plug, and so yeah, hopefully going cheap on that doesn't shoot me in the foot, or we'll be right back at it again. At least I know the process now. If you're wondering, we got a new computer. I say new, I'm sure it's refurbished and reprogrammed and updated with all of the latest updates from Ford. It was $350, and then for him to come out, I give him $200. He was only going to charge me $150 to come out and program those two keys to the new computer. So I was tickled about that. And yeah, so all in all, that'd be what, 5 and then another 7, so $630, somewhere in there, quick math. To go from having a dead cylinder to being fully operational again. Well, babe, I think that's it. Are we wrapped up for this video? I've got a ton of editing to do. What do you think? Should I keep the whole video together, or should I separate the brake job out? I mean, good grief. It's going to be so long. All right. See y'all later.